Lightning illuminated the night sky. Thunder announced an approaching storm. Many hurried, collecting their things and running home because the hunchback warrior would be upon them. The hunchback was the Hawaiian god of thunder and lightning, Kane Hekili. And this is Legends from the Pacific. Aloha, and thank you for joining us. This is Legends from the Pacific, episode 94, the Hawaiian god of thunder and lightning, Kane Hekili. I am Kamawala Kaneshiro, a native Hawaiian professional writer, speaker, and Comic-Con panelist with extensive film and television experience. I study mythology, I've encountered unusual things, and I'm a geek. You can support us by getting 2 or 3 of your friends to listen to our show. This simple request goes a long way in helping us grow our show. And a big mahalo nui loa to our Patreon members, whose support keeps our show going. Later in this episode, your featured song and Hawaiian word, but first, Kane Hekili. Okay, this episode references a lot of previous episodes, so buckle up and enjoy the connections. Kane Hekili means man of thunder. He is also known by his shortened name, Kahekili. While he is the god of thunder and lightning, others like Maui's mother, Hina, and Poliahu's sister, who made their white cloaks, are credited to causing lightning and thunder while making their fine kapa cloths. Kahekili's left side is normal, but his right is blackened. Because of this, those with a birthmark on their right side were believed to be connected to the god. In old Hawaii, 2 prominent individuals, a kahuna and a li'i, had such birthmarks. The kahuna was a feared sorcerer, and storms occurred whenever he avoided assassinations. When he did pass, many collected his remains for the mana in his bones, and his head was taken by his brother to Lanai, where it was worshipped like a god. The ali'i tattooed the right of his body, and many believe he was King Kamehameha the Great's biological father. As you recall from our Kamehameha episode, kahunas prophesied that storms and Halley's Comet announced the birth of a great ruler. Scared ali'i ordered the death of those born at this time, but Kamehameha was taken to the Big Island and trained as a warrior. That means Kamehameha destroyed his father's kingdom and defeated his brother at the Battle of Nu'uanu, which was Kamehameha's final and bloodiest conflict for the kingdom of Hawaii. So the god Kahekili was Pele's brother and son of Haumea. Since Haumea's children were birthed from parts of her body, Kahekili was born from her mouth. Interestingly enough, though his thunder shakes the lands, Kahekili values silence. In fact, during a storm you are to be quiet and lie face down. While this is similar to Raiden or Rajin, Kahekili demanded that you also cover water containers and put empty ones upside down. As stated in our opening story, it is believed Kahekili was hunchback. However, his impairment did not affect him, and he was considered a powerful warrior and very wise, which made other gods jealous. Kahekili loved his son, and several jealous gods agreed his wisdom may be debilitated if he lost his child. When the time was right, they kidnapped him. However, Kahekili's son was wise like his father, and as his kidnappers fled, he escaped. But he was too far from his father. He hid as his captors neared. Realizing there was no escape, the youngster faked his death. The gods informed Kahekili of his son's death, but omitted their involvement. The distraught father wept and yelled to the greater deities, "Why did my child have to die?" An answer was never given. The jealous gods enjoyed their days, reveling in Kahekili's misery, while his son decided it was safe to attempt to return home. Kahekili couldn't believe his son returned, and listened as he learned the truth. The Thunder God armed himself and confronted the kidnappers. You have no idea the dread and misery I experienced. I promise you, my vengeance will be worse. You'll beg me to lift your anguish, and I will laugh. Fear plagued the kidnappers. It loomed around every corner and festered their thoughts, while Kane Hekili played with his son, because worrying about a looming threat can be worse than the threat itself. Today, there's a cave in the Kahuku district of Oahu that is said to have 2 stones that were boys cursed for not being silent during a storm and disobeying their mother. Personally, I found Kane Hekili's birthmark aspect interesting because I have a birthmark. It's on my left side, not my right, which is fine by me because I enjoy having the pue'o or owl as an aumakua, even though I do enjoy a good storm. If you like what you heard, please give us a rating and write a review. I'd really appreciate it. Mahalo nui loa to you, our listeners, Goose in Kailua, Ken Witt, and Matt, Truckin' in PA. Thank you for listening and taking the time to write in. Our theme song is Mystery by Tavana, courtesy of High Sessions. Sound effects are by Sound Effects Factory. Our music coordinator is Matt Duffy, aka DJ TripleBypass. Links and show notes can be found on our website, legendsfromthepacific.com, including a link to your featured song, which is Hawaiian Style by Coco, courtesy of High Sessions. Legends from the Pacific was written, produced, and edited by me, Kamuela Kaneshiro. I also wrote our original stories. Your featured Hawaiian word was used throughout this episode, Hekili. Hekili means thunder. An example of Hekili is a reminder that Kane Hekili means man of thunder. Once again, Hekili is Hawaiian for thunder. Thank you once again for listening. Mahalo and a hui ho.
A simple life with strange